Ebusan for a higher juicy news. Mema Obibia Akwaba. I had the latest hot nkwa enamede bramo. Anunti so unya subscribe to channel dia bomodia share over subscribe. The way the share over click the subscribe button no. Na wa barely notification. We understand new video be upload no. When the first person what's ebe kan sa video. Afi we are na wa like video no give us a thumbs up na fi share na ofoforo so na wenye bi enhwe na wo hu ensemo a ekoso ewo Ghana memhado afi yebura ye ensemo a ababeto yepono so mumetie eye sankomo ya ababeto ja sansemo yekoso mumaiti intire koso
omunyina ka bomu ede omu ntabai bobo nipa no afi yedru adodode ene ye ma ye ho atoya afi de preko no na so ye den oni nipa ene didie afi de na preko no mom abegina so etinkrofo kon so in she fan. Inti maybe me de sam faton ho ne ye ma MPP for can say. The way ya memia manu ya ye ka na mu didi atem. Ye ka mo se na na janto mpe na Akufo Addo asem. Ye ka wo se multimedia for ye NDC for no. E bedru baby na uhia ye se, so se, e mema mro, obi amfiwo. In she fan. Enra me nkote a. Attorney General, former Attorney General, Afenyo, lawyer Godfred Odame. Papa na mi nim se MPP nkwa na mi timi hu se omutimi esaman Supreme Court, Supreme Court tena asem so. Ni askwasi asem no. Na mi hu bi da. Se Supreme Court pa wan kasa pesa oni Supreme Court o metimi ama date bebre no. Na Akufo Addo time Attorney General no otimi tam etimi saman Supreme Court na Justice Torkonoo Chief Justice former and are suspended no atena asem no so no abuatia yesi dia mu hweye o enne NDC aban hyase de mra a omususu se omudi bi DCJ no Godfred Odame na oye MPP na Akufo Addo na Attorney General no ene ono na defend suspended Chief Justice na nkasabi se wo ye MPP ni NDC force so se Chief Justice no ono so ye MPP ni enti Chief Justice antimi anya obia obetimi defend no till se okofa obia oye MPP ni ene be defend no tio NDC for no one of the reasons say on person mutu no clearly omu feel say mami or MPP ni ontimi ni ye nya adwuma enye sa omu ho be kire omu enti emfa mra kwa so ne empam no apart from nyomo omu kikankai lawyer o defending ye MPP lawyer ono na ne na Akufo Addo Attorney General sa papa no otimi di mra bubu ye koma me duru baby Auditor General Yera Daniel Domelevo na Akufo Addo yi ni free so na enye mra kwa so enso Attorney General we timi gitu mu etimi pamo Auditor General Domelevo kire na nkofo hu se se ade na eni mra kwa so se samre na court kan se ye kan se Auditor General Domelevo na Akufo Addo fa so no na enye mra kwa so no na yi na free ho awie na Attorney General we wo ho ene sa papa we tie de oka it is about time good men of this country stood up for what is right afedie Godfred Odame ono na oye na Akufo Addo lawyer panyi no de mra ye de ope to de bia ye ka chom se de mu ye nya omunya ye o ene ye de bi di no o say eduru mra wo se ni papa sorry ni e kasati ajomahama honorable Godfred Odame in she fan why na sorry nka bibi nkyere jomahama ade jomahama waye de say ya ene de ni papa en sorry ni enkasa de jomahama eye efa Chief Justice no enye papa samre na mo de mra etu shaloto say no ni papa no no ni ho samre na mo de mra etu Domelevo no ni papa no na ebi ni ho samre na mo de mra na mo ko na unanimous FC makeka nyoma bom yes dia mu ye munya na ni papa eni ho Samre na Ghana for ka say 11 na busiafo mu ntwetwam no na ni papa eni ho Samre ya wode wasem kokota na Akufo Addo na Attorney General o makwa akọ defend na aye police case no na ni papa ni ho ene wo position just for 5 months e de bi diwa afi de wo fẹ ni papa o fẹ say aboa bi be chimawe enti momra megime aboa no be hwew Godfred odame aboa no obehwew amana ka wonkran pan eye wo ya afi de wo fẹ say ye meka bi ma good men na mb before na munim good men I thought say no bi obeka se bia muso ye ndc ni nti ade nti na enne de o ka che se ni papa sorry enko ka bi ma wo ye papa na Akufo Addo na o ka che ye se ye nimbegu ase maako no ye enko ka bi ma no na mbi before ye ka bi ma mo de ma ye nipa wo krom hai ye enka bi de ne enko ka bi ma mo tine me se wo you of fonsa no ahwe wonsa tine me ka animal farm de akire wo no se afi eduru ba bi wo ye MPP ni a na ukoka unya MPP ni anaso ye Ghana ni na ukoka MPP ho asem pe ye ndi watema ye betwe wabo so ene sisi omu kon ho ampese ye ka bi mo afi de wo frese ni papa sorry ni enka bi ma hwan se Chief Justice obekọ mememfo aso but obekọ ye de mrana mo yusu ye na Jo Mahamadu de mrana obekọ obia obekọ je se okro I'm telling you the omu ye nyina na ebekọ akosi so a se obekọ because mo kọ a acting Supreme Court you know the owo hoi okọ anu aye no waskwase no emfa ye de bi di wa mo ahu you have to feel the pain mo MPP e wase mo feel pain no 5 months bibia mo ye press conference bibia na jama ha ye say and a dollar na ye say and everything MPP for a press conference everything afina hyehyɛ mo kon ho musu munya nsu yo we dey simple MPP 5 months mo kikem yewra John Mahama ye boni triswa no watimi ama dollar abafom o se ye wa me betra ha ka cho se dum so no se eye dum so enya John Mahama asem because a car eda ho no a wo munim se a car ya bragu ho eye MPP brugu ho no e be affect na ye kan se John Dramani Mahama na wu dum so na MPP for na sa atwa mu ho say dum so okoso se bi mi se Ghana fo asua de at this time. And then, for the first time in our lives, me tibia check. See it me kase. Drivers for so mo te o ma sentua de so. Ebi esi ya check. Na no me to petrol. First na me 200 cedis a. Ade na nyama eso wa achire che se sobi mpo. And then me 200 kra se me ye to papa. Na se bi adru half. Na wenya abaya first near to fuel na ebi ko 80 ni 90 ni 100 na nyame adom se say ababe 60 oho ba bia o se sa aban no yenkoka no ho asem na yeto abane se onya dai yewra Jo Mahama bai wo se E11 obeyi wayi oyi su bibia nsiye na nso mum ye hu se E11 no ye yi a ebe hayen Ghana fo yebesu enti E11 ne beboae Jo Mahama yi E11 bibia nsiye bibia ekoso dollar no so ate petrol so ate enyoma so ate enti o pa kire se yen sori anopa ne ngoka dai. Are you serious? Are you serious? MP before they say good men should rise. Yen sorry why ne be sorry aboa ne be chiwawe Godfred odame aboa na wusu no a ne e ba be rescue a wo se maye ma sa aboa no obe chiwawe wo nwura mu ho obi a mejew sa animal farm na mu create ye ya emre bi meka se ntia de Jo Mahama onye nipa na edurumia bi meka sa se nti de mu ye Jo Mahama ye Jo Mahama ya yenka na Akufo Addo ho asem Jo Mahama moja ni nimu ana meka sa asem ne wa ha MPP before ntie mum se mempo asem Enti aboa no obechiwawe Godfred Odame ewu nwurem ho. Obi ame good men, why ni good men no? Mo amfam good men no enko. Die mo ye na Ghana fo ne empa mu feel bi. Anye bi ame. Jo mahama. Ati petrol so. Dollar abafom. Spare pass ebafom. Okọ porter enyoma ebafom. E-levy weyi obi etimi ka na asem a obi ansuro John Dramani Mahama papa ekura timi didi na tamumpo ohia wa no asa no wasere. It is well with our soul. Abuan bechiwari. Kofi a quick moment na afi yenko ahoma no so na yenko twetwe enkomo.
On Godfred Odame me say ewiase no mpanimfo kan ya omomwa o. Etwitwamene bia sura ya na. So once will be a utwamene bia no. Si enya de net fam si pena ni tirihwe wiem pena ni yem hyisin si ebetwa ne mene. Ono so ni de adru so. And we remember what Godfred Odame defense and who defend the cases ni bi wo kra na Chief Justice Timi Kotra so mo hwe de ekwe Ghana for perception. Susu say as aban no wote so no ne as a Supreme Court no wo kana na bi ye eni ade nti no mo yesa okoka pena Godfred Odame be defend. Ghana phobia no minimum ra te say ono they started arguing say the way a Supreme Court operate no handling some cases with fast track na bi nso as omo take omo time or delay cases no ebi te say your friend said domelevo ni other cases and wo ho bebre and people raise concerns but Unya Godfred Odame who will come out and say the Supreme Court is acting according to the law and they are working according to the law. And now when we could 2 articles we should allow the Supreme Court to work. We should allow their autonomy. And then who are the good men to come in and talk for Odame? Minimum one name Kasaman. And you see, the involvement in the case of the Chief Justice raised the political tone of that case, because the Chief Justice issue, Mijiri said there are so many competent lawyers in the MPP who are not politically exposed. Rebecca say, as me see the other one say, we MPP ni, we MPP lawyer, and now we say we have so many competent lawyers within the MPP who could have handled the case of the Chief Justice than somebody who have been a Attorney General under a previous regime will be enemies who are politically exposed. Defending the Chief Justice in this matter, whoever in the right senses would think that acting in good faith. No. Obi abedin say wo peculiar interest, wo personal interest, be wo party interest in tina wo follow that case. And another American said the first year Godfred Odame a mistake wo menka say was just obe standing in as politically exposed person for the MPP. Na okojina musu defended the Chief Justice. It takes actually tone on the perception of people. The Nipa Adwini Pose defending for the purpose of the MPP and because already that perception has been created. Said Chief Justice now we are MPP.
Yeah.
And so we are MPP appointee who has been an Attorney General now could defend such a person. Definitely, Satu Nibeba say who defended for the MPP. Entina wunya good people you are calling for to come and support you because ABC ya now will react no. Sabren yenso ye kan ho asem. Ghana for kan ba mo amfi you came out to defend. Na me the idea na me pen say they have good lawyers in the MPP. Edi omo politically exposed. Any more so MPP for, but they are within the MPP. If you on a party card, but be any no.
Exactly.
Are a good lawyer? These people could have come and defend the Chief Justice.
Imagine say Bukrana Papa we former Attorney General. And I've forgotten nice idea or Kojo Kyeremanteng said John. Something.
Sure.
Very
fantastic
astute.
Man.
The way we see on
the Supreme Court judges like the way I know present, they were happy.
Because I'm sure Sanka who you saw be a BBC no here ni munyam phobi.
Yeah. And we cry and said that ni mo so what political space ni mo na nko magire mo no Ghana for no or kasa Ghana for no so me yenko tanechi no obi kro okuma Ghana o indirectly no okuma bia enti Godfred Odame a mistake on that part.
I think near Yikwe Otu. Okay. Loyally near Yikwe.
Sure. Nana finally on the economy as man working. Yes. Me jidi se do baby a ade no near ye no wabo in some share say why are there. Me say the problem, Dr. Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia sema wo kan ye no kre. Yes. NDC buy no mumfa 1 ton emeka you good reserve.
Sorry, new Ayukwe to yeah.
New Ayukwe okay.
Yeah, that's
Thank you very much, Adi Collins.
Andy Collins.
NDC buy no from Joy News research desk no. Oma confirm wa mayen amiate ase from Bank of Ghana data say NDC infa 1 ton emeka ho gold reserve no 0.84 tons bi no dey aka ho.
Yeah.
Sure, yejitum. Ti Dr. Bawumia was right to say that NDC infa a ton enka ho. 1 ton kranka ho. Yes, we understand. Ena o say o gold reserves no e ka ho bi ena ama ye sidi no ayede ejina. Yeti wase Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia eda wase. But 2023 near about 8 tons na reserve.
Yeah.
2024 you should about 30.5 something tons.
Yeah.
That was a very huge increase among the bekan.
Yeah.
You get to mobile juma and another mo pay good reserves. Now less than 1 no NDC the bekan. And no wujiri say aye magic way. No, we will say no na aye magic no. Yes, because Dr. Bawumia de waka no kra no na aye magic no. Mo pegu ho and mo de abeye adwuma. But the problem of Ghana was leadership, not the gold reserve.
Yeah.
Na ye tisika so.
Okay.
Nanso na de yi.
Come de.
Sa na na do asem no ha de bam. Ti ma men kan che Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia say. Sa bre ne ye tisika so. Near to 30 tons of gold reserve so, but ne come de. But ye leader onuna ba was debi yentine sika so me come nye den ende Ghana foti gold reserve no yenyim pie na dollar nkofem petrol nkofem na bibia enye yi ena afin so no sa bre ye bra yemfa dollar enhyem passing friendship baby nkoye investment wo baby dollar na pie ene nam krom asa no ma kwe obi anya bi enti dollar no bo no abafem ama ese no ma ekoyi enti Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia opeso ote ase de a what I'm telling him say is about leadership. It wasn't about the gold reserve. Thank you.
Me that say insha 104.5 me de ye besom Ghana ye be mu ahu de ekoso aha de ye ne beka say ye hu ye wahinsu no ana betie kafra sa na tie aha sa na tie enti enjoy ye boamo ma party no ayeyi odi asim de tie ni say
yeah
media ye busa say na wo anya o se media de minima ne se ne mani afra
mani abue on Yesu movie na kwaro o se mahu adi o
eno ani hia me
mahu adi
de yan ni study ye pe aban bia me na yi levy afri ho joma hama ye petrol waye
dollar
waye
now within 5 months dollar from 16 something
yenya one thing kra me me de wo joma hama ne nkrofo nse dodo na kra so nya hantan
oh there be
joma hama nkrofo no so far dodo na nya hantan the way kra na ofre na obefa no aye adwuma no
responded to
o de hye the way adwoma hama hye Zuba Frank hye Accra AM boss
even Asante region
the one who see ye adwuma obi on say adwoma hama time hye asafo agemu hye abas no redeem
and you see the support a womanya na di congestion enye adwuma ketfu ase ye bepene ama o sa but you see citizens na akra na eta o machi se monye that is leadership.
Yenya way na Joma Hama ye no. O se yam kobo na chi nkoka de.
O koka de.
Ti se Joma Hama, o hwe de pa na Joma Hama, mo de mo kan cheme. E am se me nka Joma Hama. Me de be pa no ya me koka no asem. Because anyoma na wa ye no enchen de na Akufo Addo ye nte normal. O ti azie?
Yeah.
Se na Akufo Addo na ye pompo. Na we krokitu e bi
no na wusu.
Pompo na boy. E krokitu e bi de Joma Hama na ye. Sam George atoka chese opposition na mo na matin fifru matin fifru
so omunya abotre won say unya depression e take him kakra nti omunya abotre.
We have Martin who is on a mission this morning. He has an activity to undertake, so we quickly just want to deal with him so that he can go off the stream, and then we'll come back to the studio. And Martin Pebu, now that it is the Chief Justice herself who is the plaintiff, and you look at what she's seeking from the court, what does that then tell you directly in relation to the position she holds on this very matter of her suspension and subsequently the probe that's being undertaken by the committee?
Good. So, number one, it's a sign that she has confidence in the judicial system, okay, or the judiciary to give her justice. Yes, it's a very strong signal that she has confidence that her colleagues on the Supreme Court bench would give her justice. Because if she didn't, she probably wouldn't have gone at all. I was tempted to say she would have gone to the book, but forgive me, let me not even complete it. So the fact that she's going to court, right, is a strong sign that she believes that the system will give her justice. So because of that, I mean, let's grant her, it's a constitutional right. And indeed, you find in Article 125 of the Constitution that justice emanates from the people. So the people give justice, and so when they have issues, they have grievances, they also will go to the court to ventilate their claims. So it's okay. The only thing is that the optics are very bad in her choice of Godfred as lawyer. It's terrible. I mean, I can't believe it. People had made comments earlier on, so I thought the Chief Justice would have taken a cue. You know?
Why?
Godfred was in this Japa tape, did a lot of unethical things in the Japa tape, was suborning witnesses, coaching a witness to go and lie to the court, asking the witness to get a fake medical report, you know, saying that Akufo Addo and Ofori were on his neck to use the judicial system to prosecute Ato Forson and Japa. All right, so that's persecution, using the judicial system for their own political ends, everything. And the tape is official. It was admitted in evidence in court. So for the rest of Godfred life, that tape is him. Whether the case goes to the General Legal Counsel or not, whether he is found liable or not, the judge, Justice Efia Sewa Asare, admitted the tape as authentic. So for a lawyer who has done such a thing, and many lawyers are saying he should be sanctioned by the General Legal Counsel, and yet he has so far escaped it. The Chief Justice choosing Godfred as a lawyer begins to raise a lot of suspicions. We are like, okay, so is it because of the alliance that Godfred didn't appear for the General Legal Counsel, that Godfred has not been sanctioned? She should have seen all of that. All of that. I mean, and look, trust me, Mr. Walker, other things will come up. Other news and information will come up that will make this choice more terrible than it already appears. So the best for the Chief Justice to do is to disengage Godfred. Godfred leading her in this case is a terrible engagement. It's a very terrible one. Look, there are other things that, as I said, I will hold my horses, but this is not on. Godfred has to be disengaged. You see, for Godfred this case is also serving as a rehabilitation for him. You know, because of the terrible things he did in the Japa tape, he thinks by coming to court, wading into these conversations, and people talking about it, after a while, we will stop talking about the Japa tape. But it's a lie. We will not stop talking about that Japa tape until Godfred is sanctioned by the General Legal. That is the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Counsel. So it's like that's the court where lawyers who breach their ethics are sanctioned. So once the tape has been admitted, the tape has been shown to be authentic, Godfred must face justice for those things. So he thinks by taking on these cases and by being the center of public attention, comments, etc., very soon people will start talking about the tape. It won't stop. So he better just prepare to face justice. So this is what I can say in terms of the situation so far.
Looking at how the Supreme Court has dealt with the previous suits or petitions, so to speak, in relation to this subject matter, and then subsequently the suspension, the processes in all, do you think there's any merit in this current one at all by the Chief Justice herself?
Okay, so this has been asked, Mr. Walker, this one, you know, because of the issues of contempt. Right now, our society is doing better. We are commenting more. So we are narrowing down the borders of contempt. But this one is too direct. It's too direct. So
you mean my question? My question is direct.
I say too direct, too near the contempt matters.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to say that. I don't think.
All right. So let me perhaps rephrase my question then, so that we make it more of a public discourse. Mm-hmm. If you take a look at the public opinion that seemed to have greeted, or the public opinion that had been elicited as a result of the last 3 dismissed cases in relation to the subject matter so far, why do you think the public opinion seemed not to favor the Chief Justice?
Okay, good. Yes, that's a brilliant question. You're a wise man. Good. Now, public opinion doesn't appear to favor her because of what people have read in the petitions, and most especially to the case involving the Speaker of Parliament, Afenyo Markin's case against the Speaker of Parliament. You know that case, when we analyzed it, we saw that the Chief Justice chairing the panel, presiding in that panel, rushed the case too much, that he raised too many suspicions. So you see, she lost a lot of, what do you call it, confidence. People lost a lot of confidence in her from the manner in which she treated the Speaker, the removal of the 4 parliamentarians case. That's Afenyo Markin versus the Speaker case. So, it just, and you see, even I think Shamima Muslim referred to it. There were parts of the case where she appeared too aggressive, etc. So that was the beginning of her fall. That's the beginning of the fall. Because you see, human beings, yes, the citizens may not be lawyers, but they are not stupid. They can see where you aggress a lawyer and do other things openly. They tell that a picture is worth 1,000 words. They can see. They can see. So I think that is the case that, really is fueling the lot of public disfavor, the lot of lack of support for a cause. Because you saw the polls Musa Dankwa did, where 52% of Ghanaians said that she be removed, and only 18% opposed it. I think you can check the figure. Yeah, no more than 20.
53.
No, those who go ahead.
53%, and then about 20%. But however, he did say that among the MPP, the majority of them, by way of the respondents who are politically aligned to the MPP or the opposition, they over 80%, or about 80%, so to speak.
Yes, that one is to be expected because, look, let's not hide this. Appointment as Chief Justice is a political appointment, right? And politicians are known to choose their friends. Politicians don't choose their enemies generally. Generally, they don't choose enemies, okay? Or they don't choose neutrals generally, all right? So they will choose people they trust any day will have their back. So if 80% of the active MPP people think that she should not be removed, I understand. It's their opinion, so let's grant them. So as I mentioned, is the case, the Speaker case and everything. So citizens have a right to also weigh in. So if they say they are not supporting it, it's unfortunate. It's a lesson to all of us that, hey, the power of the citizen, we have to be very careful. You may have all the power, but it's not every power you exercise. You see, like it's said in 1 Corinthians 6-12, there's that thing about all things, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. So today you may have power over somebody, but you have to always think about tomorrow. So that when you're dealing with the person, be extremely, careful that, hey, this thing I'm doing today, is this person likely to, be affected negatively, and so I'm likely to pay for it tomorrow,
Okay, Mr. Kweku.
Yeah.
The last one I'll ask you, there seemed to be the regurgitation or the re-echoing of her comment publicly when addressing, I think it was a women's event or so, that the law is the law, irrespective of, she put it, the noises that will be made, even though as much noise that will be made, that will be more appropriate. Don't you think that using that quote that she made to be the responsive argument for her not to challenge the ongoing processes is not fair to her?
Oh, absolutely, yes. So it's not fair to her to say that she shouldn't challenge the law. Yes, when she says the law is the law, yes, it also means that, yes, from time to time, if you think that, so when they do an interpretation that favors you, the meaning is that that interpretation was always part of the law, but we didn't know it. You see, the Constitution is language. You see, the Constitution is written this in the English language. Of course, you ask experts and they'll tell you the English language, like any other language, also has its limits. So it's not, you won't always find the perfect word for every situation. Yes, the English language has its own limits. It's not most languages, right? So all I'm saying is that, so you can't find the most perfect word for every situation in the Constitution. Okay. So certain phrases and terms in the Constitution don't look like they fit them proper. So, and some to have hidden meanings. Yes, okay. Let's make this word. Especially the word fair in Article 19. Fair. It has a lot of hidden meanings. So what I'm saying is that the law is the law. So when the Supreme Court interprets the law or any other court, that new interpretation has always been part of that law. It's not new. So it's okay. Let us challenge the system. But Mr. Walker, what we are working away with, okay, is that our system, through this public debate, eventually will become stronger. Okay. The only thing is that in the short term, it's going to create a crisis of confidence, because you are talking about the Chief Justice. So, and then by extension, the judicial system. So it's going to, in the meantime, reduce confidence in the judicial system, because they'll be like, oh, can't we solve the situation? Can't we solve the situation? Why do we allow this to fester? Okay. That's why, for me, I keep saying that Chief Justice Torkonoo can help the system by resigning. It will be very beneficial. Yes, it will help us. Okay. So that, yes, so that the fight, at least she's fought enough, there's been public debate enough, then, I mean, the system can begin to heal. All right. Thank you very much. The quotation from, is it Corinthians? Please, I want to keep that. What's the quotation again? Do you remember? Yes, 1 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 6-12, that area. Everything is permissible, but it's not everything that's beneficial. Everything is permissible. Yes, you have a right, but it's not everything that's beneficial. So sometimes you look at your right and you say, no, I'll walk away because of the interest of the larger majority, the interest of the society, the public interest. I will forego this, my right. All right. So if Chief Justice Torkonoo were to resign, that would be a good application of the principle. I get your point, but thank you so much. Which church do you attend? Since you've been quoting, because the last time we had a public official quoting was Atta, Bibles on and on. So which church do you attend? I'm a Catholic at St. Thomas Aquinas, University of Ghana. All right. Okay. I wish you well, sir. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Yeah. Good.
Waiting for winning a somewhere about better. Yep, so make out say so when you subscribe to channel idea, but more than say over subscribe. Now, fee well like video don't give us a thumbs up. Now, fee share my waffle for so now when you be here now and somewhere across Ghana memoir. Also, wait me otchere wondering a fire and some way you know comment box in Mobeti Minkabi in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.